Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hero Spotlight. This week, a new hero will join us in the Land of Dawn, the astrologer, Esmeralda. Esmeralda inherits Star Moon power, one of the most mysterious strengths in the Land of Dawn. Regardless of how strong enemy shields are, she can easily ignore them and deal damage to her opponents. Also, she can transform the shield of enemies and make it into her own. First skill, Frost Moon Shield. Esmeralda generates a shield around herself and increases her movement speed. Meanwhile, she gradually transforms the shield of her nearby enemies into her own shield. This skill will last for a while. Since Frost Moon causes damage and also provides shields for enemies, it will deal damage to the enemies continuously. Esmeralda transforms shields from enemies to help herself survive. This skill is the key for Esmeralda to take huge amounts of damage. Second skill, Stardust Dance. Esmeralda swings her two weapons to deal 2 hits of damage against nearby enemies. Dealing damage to enemies reduces the cooldown of the Frost Moon shield. This is her main damage-dealing skill that causes a lot of damage while also reducing the cooldown of Frost Moon Shield. Cast Stardust Dance after Frost Moon Shield and it would be easier to survive. Ultimate, Falling Star Moon. Esmeralda coheres the power of the skies into her Frost Moon and Stardust. The longer the duration is, the greater the power will be. Activate this skill to cast the Stardust to the designated location, dealing physical damage, and then Esmeralda sends herself to the designated location to cast Frost Moon, dealing magical damage. This is the most important ability to get enrolled into battles, where it will also cause a temporary effect of control on enemies. Choosing a right time to activate this skill can dramatically change the outcome of a team fight. Passive, Star Moon Casket. Relying on the energy of Star Moon Casket, Esmeralda manipulates the Stardust and the Frost Moon. Each of her basic attacks and skills deals damage twice. Stardust deals physical damage, and Frost Moon deals magical damage, and gives the enemy target a shield. The damage dealt by Esmeralda ignores all shield effects and transforms her shield into HP. With this passive, Esmeralda can potentially deal more damage than any other hero. However, it also provides her enemy's shield effects. Knowing how to use the skill Frost Moon Shield to quickly transform the enemy's shields into her own is key when it comes to using Esmeralda. Team fight is on. Esmeralda is staying behind, waiting for a chance. Enemies are launching their attack. We lost an ally. However, they just used all their skills. Esmeralda seizes the chance, using her ultimate on the enemy backlines. She casts Frost Moon Shield to transform the shield of enemies into her own, while dealing a lot of damage to the enemies with Stardust Dance. After successfully killing the enemy, she distances herself from the enemy Johnson, who comes to support his team. Esmeralda continues to transform the shield of Johnson with Frost Moon Shield to keep herself alive. With the help of her passive, Esmeralda kills Johnson, who has strong shields. And that's our new hero, Esmeralda. Pick her up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points, with a 30% diamond discount in her launch week. Want to know more strategies for Esmeralda? Stay tuned for the hero guide available upon her release. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hero Spotlight. This week, a new hero will meet us on the Land of Dawn, Miss Violet Guinevere. As the proud princess of the Baroque family, Guinevere can combine mental perception with super energy. Also, she invents multiple magic effects. Magic superpower relying on her own sensitive spiritual perception and anti-gravity magic, with her own interpretation. It helps Guinevere become the unique killer in battlefields. First skill, Energy Wave. Guinevere sends an energy wave to the designated direction, dealing magic damage to the enemies and slowing them down. Meanwhile, the CD of her skills are reduced. It's the main damage skill of Guinevere. The strong slowing effects can increase the hit rate of other skills. Meanwhile, this skill provides CD reduction to other skills. Second skill, Magic Thump. Guinevere performs a thump to the designated place. If she hits enemies, she will knock them up by her super magic, dealing magic damage to them. Shortly after she uses this skill, she obtains the new skill, Spatial Migration. As the core skill of Guinevere, how many enemies are knocked into the air determines the success or failure of the team fights. Spatial Migration. Guinevere blinks in the designated direction, leaving a magical image and disappearing briefly. When the image takes damage, it will deal magic damage to the attackers and restore the super magic of Guinevere herself. The conceal state for a short time, and the image will help Guinevere avoid a lot of damage. Ultimate. Violet Requiem. Guinevere completely releases her super magic, dealing magic damage to nearby enemies. If the enemies are knocked up, they will have an additional knock-up effect. The same enemy will be knocked up at most 6 times. Other than the knock-up effect of Magic Thump, you could also use the skill to cooperate with teammates' knock-up skills. Passive. Super Magic. Damage dealt to enemies accumulates super magic, and the next basic attack will be enhanced when the magic is full. She performs a chase on the enemy, dealing magic damage and recovering part of her lost HP. When Guinevere hits an enemy that is knocked up, the damage will be increased. Try to deal to enemies while they're knocked up. We recommend the first set of the equipment items. Calamity Reaper can better improve Guinevere's enhanced basic attack. Feather of Heaven helps Guinevere accumulate super magic in easier ways. Blood Wings ensure her survivability after entering the team fights. Mage Emblem is the best choice. Talent, Agility, Observation, Mystery Shop. The flexibility and burst damage it provides will help Guinevere build advantages, and the Mystery Shop will turn the advantages into the final victory. As for battle spells, Retribution is highly recommended. Guinevere is weak at laning, so to farm in the jungle is a better choice. Flicker is also a good alternation, since you can adjust your place in the team fights after using Violet Requiem. Guinevere uses Energy Wave and hits the enemy marksman. Other enemies are gathering to protect the marksman, but they get all knocked up by her Magic Thump. Then she uses Violet Requiem, continuously knocking up enemies, and slays them all. Enemy Saber comes over, trying to kill Guinevere, but she uses Spatial Migration and avoids the damage, which is actually dealt to her image. Enemies are wiped out. And that's our new hero, Guinevere. Pick her up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points, with a 30% diamond discount in her launch week. Be sure not to miss out on 30% launch week discount. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi guys, it's great to see you again. The Mobile Legends team is bringing a new hero to the game this week. Let me introduce Granger, the Death Chanter. Granger is a demon hunter of the monastery. He loves to carry out solo missions. Enemies flee whenever they hear Granger's Death Sonata. First skill, Rhapsody. Granger fills his bullets and shoots them all forward, dealing physical damage to targets. Rhapsody is Granger's primary damage-dealing skill. The last bullet of the skill guarantees critical damage. So watch your aim to make sure the last bullet hits the target. Second skill, Rondo. Granger blinks in the chosen direction. For a few seconds, Granger's next 2 basic attacks deal extra damage. Each time Rhapsody hits an enemy hero, the CD of this skill will be reduced by 0.5 seconds. It's a great combo using this skill to change your position in battle, and using Rhapsody to deal high damage, as it highly increases the hit rate of Rhapsody and reduces the CD time of this skill. Ultimate Death Sonata. Granger transforms his violin into a super cannon and loads out all his super bullets. 2 super bullets will be fired each shot. Super Bullet ignores minions and can only hit enemy heroes. Upon hitting the first enemy hero, Super Bullet will explode. Enemies within the area take physical damage and will be slowed. After each shot, Granger can roll to another location. When Death Sonata ends, the CD of this skill will be reduced by 20% for each shot remaining. Regardless of whether you are in pursuit of an enemy or on the run, take good advantage of this skill to reposition in battle. Passive. Caprice. Granger can fill up to 6 bullets at a time. As 6 is his lucky number, each 6th bullet deals critical damage. Granger gains less attack speed buffs from skills, passives, and equipment items. However, basic attacks deal more damage in general. The lucky effect of Granger's 6th bullet is not limited to his basic attacks, but also works with his first skill and ultimate. Make sure you hit the enemies with the 6th bullet to deal massive damage no matter what. And that's our new hero Granger. Pick him up for 599 diamonds, or 32,000 battle points, with a 30% diamond discount during his launch week. Want to know more strategies for Granger? Stay tuned for the hero guide available upon his release. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hero Spotlight. This time, let's meet Desert Tyrant Kufra. Kufra is a tank with strong CC, who can dash towards enemies and stop enemies from using blink skills.
All shall succumb to my power.
He used to be the ruthless tyrant in the Western Desert. Enhancing himself by spell curse, he then gained mighty power. Skill 1, Tyrant's Revenge. Kufra pulls the bandage on his arm to launch himself in the specified direction, dealing physical damage to all enemy units along the path. When blinking to the furthest distance or encountering a first enemy hero, Kufra will immediately stop, dealing physical damage to enemies nearby and then knocking them up. It's the main skill for Kufra to join the battle. The longer he charges, the longer the knock-up effect will be. Try to better use it with Ultimate Tyrant's Rage and control enemy heroes much longer. Skill 2, Bouncing Ball. Kufra uses bandage to wrap himself into a magical bouncing ball, increasing his own physical and magical defense. Enemies trying to use blink skills to move across Kufra will be knocked up. Each time the magical bouncing ball hits the ground, it will deal magic damage to enemies nearby and reduce their movement speed. This skill counters the heroes that are good at blink skills. They cannot move across the bouncing ball. Ultimate Tyrant's Rage. Kufra pulls back all enemy targets around him toward the front, dealing physical damage and slowing them down for several seconds. If the enemies are knocked against obstacles, extra physical damage will be inflicted upon them, and they will be stunned instead of slowed. Better use it with first skill, and it would be easier for Kufra to deal huge damage and control enemies for a long time. Passive, Spell Curse. Kufra activates the spell curse left by Esmeralda every several seconds to increase the range of the next basic attack, dealing magic damage and slowing them down. Meanwhile, Kufra restores his HP. Each time Kufra uses his skill to control enemy heroes, Spell Curse's CD is reduced. It's smart strategy to use it and trigger passive twice in a short time and restore much HP. Teamfight rages on. Enemy family is still on her way. Regardless, allies outnumber the enemies. Bad farming makes it still hard to win the team fight. Kufra uses his skill combo and controls all the enemies. Danger! Here comes Fanny. Narrow landscape like this is the best for Fanny. But what? Her blink is interrupted? Again? Interrupted? Oh, it's Kufra's second skill. It counters Fanny so well. Let's march towards the enemy base and win the match. And that's our new hero, Kufra. Pick him up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. Be sure not to miss out on the 30% launch week discount. Want to know more about the strategies of Kufra? Stay tuned to the hero guide when he is online. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hello and welcome back everyone to this week's Hero Spotlight. This week's new hero joining us in the Land of Dawn is the tribal warrior Badang. Badang achieves blessings from the River Elf, who is impressed by his strength and bravery. Each strike of Badang carries a strong fist wind that can puncture even the walls. An enemy who dares to hamper him will get struck by Badang's obstacles and be submerged by his fist wind. His first skill, Qigong Fist. Badang coheres all his strength to his fists and performs an overwhelming fist wind, dealing physical damage to the enemies in the path and slowing them down. The damage of Qigong Fist will trigger a basic attack effect, stacked one time for the Chivalry's Fist. All fist winds of Badang explode when hitting obstacles left by him, dealing extra physical damage, so keep that in mind. Try to use Qigong Fist and trigger a passive and control enemies at the most crucial fights in the game. His second skill, Fist Break. Badang charges his fist and dashes towards a designated direction, dealing physical damage to the enemies along the path. After the dash, Badang separates the enemies on the path and leaves an obstacle. This skill can be stacked, so make sure to do that. Try to use a combination of Qigong Fist to slow down your enemies to increase the hit rate of Fist Break. With the help of these obstacles and his passive can deal more damage and super crowd control the enemy team. Which brings us to his ultimate, Fist Crack. Badang quickly throws his fists in the designated direction, dealing physical damage to the enemies several times. The damage enjoys basic attack stack effects. In the skill duration, Badang obtains a shield, which ensures Badang to ignore normal crowd control effects. Fist Crack's Fist Wind can trigger the explosion of his passive, so make sure to keep that in mind when using it. Which brings us to his passive, Chivalry's Fist. Badang selflessly helps others by his overwhelming strength. The basic attack, after every 4 hits, knocks enemies back and deals physical damage to them. Enemies that are knocked back to the obstacles will be stunned, and the minions and creeps will be stunned immediately. All fist winds of Badang explode when hitting the obstacles left by him, dealing extra physical damage. Better use the crowd control effect with Fist Break and slay enemies with ease. The first equipment set is highly recommended. Ha's Claws provide HP regen, and the passive effect of Endless Battle suits Badang Qigong Fist extremely well. Wings of the Apocalypse Queen and Immortality ensures Badang's survivability in team fights, and Blade of Despair greatly enhances Badang's attack in late game. We recommend using the Fighter Emblem set, Bravery, Invasion, and Disabling Strike. This set lays more emphasis on performing attacks and ensures damage dealt in team fights. It also suits Qigong's Fist extremely well, making it easy to build an advantage in early game. As for battle spells, Flicker is the prime choice. Using Fist Break to take part of team fights, Flicker can help use Badang chase or escape. Also, use Flicker in the duration of Fist Crack to adjust the skill's position. As you can see, the enemies are in our allied jungle, trying to launch an attack, and our teammates are not in a healthy state. Badang enters the team fight from the side, using Qigong's Fist to slow down the backline enemy heroes and knock them into obstacles. He then uses Chivalry's Fist to knock Layla into his obstacles and gets her stunned. Immediately followed, he uses Fist Crack to slay the backline heroes. Enemy Fanny tries to escape, but his obstacles block her path. Badang leads his team to turn the disadvantage into an advantage. And that's it for our brand new hero, Badang. Pick him up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points with a whopping 30% discount in his launch pool. So seriously guys, don't miss out on that 30% discount. This was me, Freddy, here with MLBB, and until the next time, I'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone and welcome back to this week's Hero Spotlight. This week we got a new hero joining us in the Land of Dawn, the ocean goddess, Kadita. Kadita is the queen of the southern seas. She can control the ocean waves and weather at will. No one could ever escape from the storms and tsunamis. She can turn into a mermaid state and manipulate waves to rush enemies, throwing enemies into the sky and sending them to hell. High burst regeneration and damage reduction effects will help Kadita become the perfect hero for team fights. First skill, Ocean Oddity. Kadita becomes a mermaid and summons an ocean wave. She then rides the wave, dealing magic damage to enemies and slowing them. She gains immunity to all crowd control skills and reduces the damage taken when she's inside the wave. She can recast this skill or use other skills to immediately get off the wave. Then the wave travels the set direction to deal continuous damage. During this process, use her second skill and ultimate to surround the enemies with her wave. Her second skill, Breath of the Ocean. Kadita summons a mark at a designated area. After a period of time, an ocean wave surges out of the ground to deal magic damage and knocks enemies into the air for several seconds. Kadita can cast this skill during Breath of the Ocean. By doing so, she releases it at the place she stands, which makes the waves surge out even faster. It's a skill that takes time to reach a strong effect and needs proper prediction and teammates' cooperation. If you manage to knock the enemy hero up, use Kadita's first skill or her ultimate to eliminate them. Which brings us to her ultimate, Rough Waves. With the might of the ocean at her command, Kadita summons a tsunami to crush her nearby enemies. Each wave deals magic damage, but the more waves an enemy takes, the more damage they will take. The tsunami then returns to her and deals magic damage to the enemies in the path yet again. Damage dealt to the same enemy decays. The high AoE burst damage and her invulnerable state make her one of the best in team fights. Passive, Thalassophobia. Kadita receives a blessing from the might of the ocean. In several seconds after taking damage, she regenerates HP lost with the skill's active duration. Use her first skill when the passive is stacked and poke enemies while taking no damage.
Legendary!
This is the burst item set. Kadita lays more emphasis on high burst damage, so the lightning truncheon and the demon shoes are a good choice for the first two items, providing high damage and ability to deal continuous damage. The fleeting time provides the CD reduction, and the concentrated energy ensures the survival of Kadita in team fights because it provides the HP and magical lifesteal. The Divine Glaive provides a lot of magic penetration and deals amazing damage to enemy heroes with high magical defense. The Blood Wings is the final recommended item for Kadita as it ensures survival and provides high magic attack. Using this set, Kadita emphasizes more on continuous damage and crowd control, so in this set items with high CD reduction are preferred. The Enchanted Talisman and Magic Shoes as first two items ensure that Kadita can use her first skill more frequently. The passive of Holy Crystal will be triggered frequently, increasing her damage dealt. The Divine Glaive provides a lot of magic penetration to deal high damage to those enemies with high magical defense, whilst the Ice Queen Wand slows enemy heroes down to make sure they're able to be poked. And as the last item, we recommend using Concentrated Energy, providing survivability and high damage dealt, which helps a lot with Kadita's performance in team fights. In terms of emblems, we recommend the Mage set, Flow, Observation, Magic Worship, Magic Attack, Magical Penetration, and the effective Magic Worship ensures a high burst damage of Kadita. We also recommend using the Magical Emblem set, Energy, Flow, Magic Power Surge, Mana and Magic Attack, and the effect of Magic Power Surge ensures the high burst damage of Kadita. As for the spells, we recommend Execute. The Execute helps Kadita to kill enemies trying to escape. Gary is slain by a skill combo of Hanzo and Ghetto Gacha, using his ult to knock up the other teammates. At the end of being wiped out, Kadita uses her first skill to get enrolled into the team fight, knocking up Cloud and Leomord by using her second skill, interrupting all of their skills. Then she uses her ult, completing her double kill. And that's it for our new hero, Kadita. Pick her up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points with a 30% discount in her launch week. Be sure not to miss out on the 30% launch week discount, guys. It's really nice. So until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight. Today we will introduce to you a new hero.
Minsitthar.
The courageous warrior
Minsitthar
is the king of the Maharpura. With the holy spear inherited from his father, he could pull any enemy to himself at his will. What is the most fearsome aspect of this hero is that he can summon 4 royal guards to fight at his side. In a word, this hero is a fighter that could summon guards to fight alongside him and stop enemies from escaping using directional blink skills. First skill,
Minsitthar.
stabs forward with the Spear of Glory, dealing physical damage to all enemies along the way. When pulling back the spear, he will also pull the first enemy towards himself, dealing physical damage and knocks them back afterwards. Try to better use this skill and pull back the backline heroes who are easy to slay even when they're hiding behind the tanks. Second skill, Minsitthar awakens the strength of the golden shield to obtain a shield effect and immediately increases movement speed. Meanwhile, he releases the power within the golden shield forward. The power explodes upon hitting the first enemy unit and deals physical damage to all enemies in the area. The first enemy will be stunned for several seconds and the other enemies will be knocked back. The range of the skill is not too wide, so better use it together with his first skill. And by doing so, the hit rate will be increased.
Legendary.
Ultimate.
Minsitthar.
Charges a short distance forward and calls 4 royal guards to form a shield and fight together with him. Each attack of royal guards deals physical damage. When staying in the area,
Minsitthar.
increases his physical and magic defenses. Enemies within the field reduce movement speed and cannot use directional blink skills.
Killing spree.
The royal guards cannot move, but they'll attack enemies in the field first. This effect is a nightmare to those who heavily use blink skills. Try to use
Minsitthar.
first skill, pull enemies back, and use his skill to finish them off. Passive.
Minsitthar.
Inspires the whole team. Whenever teammates slay enemy heroes, he obtains extra gold. Whenever
Minsitthar.
himself slays enemies, all the teammates obtain extra gold. With this passive, Minsitthar can perform more ganks with his teammates without the worry of his farming falling behind. We recommend these 3 sets of equipment items.
Minsitthar.
Ultimate will expose him to the enemies, so being more tanky is highly recommended. Endless Battle and Thunderbelt increase the damage of his first and second skills, as well as survivability. In terms of emblems, we recommend the Fighter set, which consists of Bravery, Invasion, and Unbending Will. It focuses more on attack performance, which will also grant
Minsitthar.
the possibility of killing an enemy with combo. For his battle spells, we recommend Flicker. Not only does it increase Minsithar's mobility, but also his flexibility in battle. Therefore, Flicker is practical for both attacking and withdrawing.
Minsitthar.
Used his ultimate and dashed into the enemies, for the effect that their blink skills are restricted in the area by
Minsitthar.
They had no way but running away. Tigreal dashed in and used his ultimate. He pulled all the enemies together. What a perfect combo. Enemies got wiped out. The victory was with
Minsitthar.
Wiped out.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to this week's Hero Spotlight. My name is Freddy and I'm proud to introduce our brand new hero, Harith, the Time Traveler. He's the best magician among all the Lenians, and on top of that, Harith burns with swiftness. With his ultimate Zaman Force, Yeah, you guessed it, he can command the power of time. Within a designated area, Harith can use his first and second skills more frequently to deal damage from all different sorts of directions. All in all, by utilizing his cooldown reduction mechanism and his second skill to reposition himself as many times as possible, Harith can become a cute yet annoying mage that will absolutely dominate the battlefield. For his first skill, Synchro Vision, Harith creates a phantom of himself in the opposite direction and charges towards each other in the center, dealing magic damage to all enemies in its path. When the two Hariths fuse together in the center, an explosion occurs, dealing magic damage to all enemies nearby. A large proportion of Harith's damage comes from this skill, so make sure it hits the enemies. For his second skill, Chrono Dash, Harith dashes towards a designated direction. When he arrives, he steals a magic attack of nearby enemy heroes and generates a shield that absorbs damage. Harith's next basic attack deals magic damage and slows enemies. Hitting enemies with Harith's enhanced basic attack also reduces the cooldown of the next Chrono Dash. Here are some pro tips. Chrono Dash is the core skill of Harith, so make sure he lands in the right spot every time after using the skill to gain sufficient shield to take on enemies' attacks, as well as to approach them to use the enhanced basic attack to reduce the CD of the next Chrono Dash. If well handled, Harith can almost use this skill endlessly within the duration of Zaman Force. For his ultimate, Harith uses his key to summon the Zaman Force. When the multi-directional rift appears, the next cooldown of Chrono Dash is extremely reduced. The rift then immobilizes nearby enemy heroes and slows them for a period of time. If Harith comes into contact with the rift when using Chrono Dash, he will absorb the energy within it, as to reduce the cooldown of the next Synchro Vision or Chrono Dash. Zaman Force is extremely important to Harith. It doesn't deal damage, but the cooldown reduction it has to offer Chrono Dash can almost turn this skill into having no cooldown. That is, if you can constantly continue to deal damage whilst changing your position within your ult. For his passive, Harith gains insights from his key. He immediately gains resilience depending on the number of enemies nearby. After casting a certain amount of skills, Harith's next Synchro Vision will deal increased damage. The passive grants more flexibility against CC so that the durability can be ensured. In terms of equipment, we recommend using one of the following 3 sets. Among them, we've highlighted the first set, which is based on what we've discussed before. In terms of equipment, is that CD reduction can be of great help, so the more, the better. Enchanted Talisman, Magic Shoes, and Calamity Reaper quickly grants that 40% CD reduction in the fastest way possible. Also, the passive from Calamity Reaper takes the damage of Harith's second skill to a new high. Yes guys, it works absolutely perfect on it. In terms of emblems, we recommend the Mage set, which consists of Agility, Observation, and Mystery Shop. The reason we chose Mystery Shop is that it grants more gold in the early game so that Harith can purchase his equipment faster to get CD reduction in the fastest way possible. For battle spells, we recommend Aegis. The reason for that is that Harith needs to get up and personal with the enemy heroes, but he doesn't really have the body to tank. So he will need a few fail-saves in case he does get in those sticky situations. Also, Harith has so many blink skills, there's really no need to be carrying Flicker. As you guys can see, Harith has just arrived into the battlefield. He uses his second skill, Chrono Dash, to dash into the backlines and hit the enemies with enhanced basic attack, so that the cooldown of his Chrono Dash is reduced. He then uses his first spell, Synchro Vision, and then activates Zaman Force, knowing that some of the enemies are going to try to flee. Taking advantage of the immobilized enemies, he is dashing and attacking within the multi-directional rift with his basic attack and Synchro Vision. The shield from Chrono Dash has absorbed so much damage that Harith has finally reaped as many enemies as possible. Alright guys, so that was it for Harith the Time Traveler. Pick him up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points with a whopping 30% discount in his first launch week. Thank you all for watching guys, this was me, Freddy here at MLBB, and I'll see you guys in the next Hero Spotlight.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight, where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we're releasing another hero from the depths of the abyss, Thamuz, the Lord of Flames. Let's get started. In the recent times, Thamuz has been leading the Legions of the Abyss on a crusade for the Land of Dawn. Possessing unprecedented mastery over fire, Thamuz can and will burn all enemies that dare cross his path. His powerful demon form makes him a formidable foe. No matter what, Thamuz shall stand tall. Upon throwing his powerful scythes, Thamuz moves faster, perfect for chasing down an enemy hero. When Thamuz is carrying his scythes, his attack damage greatly increases, which is perfect for eliminating an enemy hero. See what we did there? Anyway, upon activating his ultimate, Thamuz can bravely charge into battle due to the constant recovery effects of his basic attacks. Talk about getting a legendary with ease. Moving forward. For his first skill, Slaughter with Scythes, Thamuz slings his scythes in the targeted direction, dealing continuous damage over a certain distance or when his scythes hit an enemy hero. From then on, the flame scythes creep forward, slowing nearby enemies. The scythes automatically return to Thamuz after being away from him for some time. Alternatively, Thamuz can come in contact with the scythes to re-equip them immediately, with no cooldown. Slaughter with Scythes is Thamuz's core skill. We highly recommend him to throw out his scythes in order to increase movement speed, quickly chase down an enemy hero. The scythes will then return to Thamuz, and that's the perfect time when he can take advantage of his damage buff to finish off the enemy hero. As for his second skill, Chasm Leap, Thamuz jumps to the designated area. Upon landing, he inflicts damage and a slow effect upon enemy units caught in his wake. Thamuz's scythes will immediately return to him if they're not by his side, thus increasing his attack damage. This skill is great for retrieving scythes that are hard to get or to chase after a fleeing enemy. For his ultimate, Cauterant Inferno, Thamuz unleashes the flames within him, forming a searing hot area around him, dealing continuous damage to enemies and creeps that get caught in this dangerously hot attack. What makes this ultimate super scary is that Thamuz's basic attacks and the damage from using his scythes recovers his HP. Not only can Thamuz deal a ton of damage, but he can also recover a ton of HP. Tanks better beware. Finally, for his passive, Grand Lord of Lava. Damage dealt by Thamuz carries a Scorch effect, which deals continuous damage to the inflicted enemy unit. But wait, there's more. This continuous damage can be stacked. Thamuz's passive also grants him enhanced movement speed when he's not holding scythes. Who would have guessed that one? Definitely take note that when Thamuz retrieves his scythes, his next basic attack will inflict bonus damage and a slow effect. Not only that, but this bonus damage creates a pool of lava below the enemy target that erupts in a fiery explosion, dealing devastating damage. Definitely try using this passive effect's lava pools in places where enemies are gathering to deal a ton of damage. In terms of equipment builds, we recommend the following 3 sets. Corrosion Scythe is a great equipment item that helps Thamuz CC his opponents. Endless Battle and Thunderbelt allow Thamuz to frequently take advantage of his first skill, Slaughter with Scythes, greatly increasing his attack power. As for emblem sets, we suggest everyone to use the Fighter emblem set and use the following talents: Bravery, Durability, and Disabling Strike. Bravery increases Thamuz's attack damage, while Durability increases survivability. On the other hand, Disabling Strike helps improve Thamuz's accuracy, thus allowing him to increase his hit rate. For battle spells, we recommend everyone to use Inspire. Thamuz's regenerative abilities greatly increase along with his attack speed. There's no better choice than Inspire. Thamuz uses his scythes to hit the fleeing enemy, Kaya. Before reaching Kaya, Thamuz retrieves his scythes and uses his enhanced basic attacks to get close to his target. Kaya tries to get away, but Thamuz uses Chasm Leap to close the gap. Thamuz uses Slaughter with Scythes to pull Kaya back towards Thamuz for the finishing blow. Other enemies are rushing over to gank on the weakened Thamuz. What's this? Thamuz activates his ultimate to deal a devastating area damage while recovering his HP. Wow, that's a lot of damage. And wipe out. And that's all we got for Thamuz. Have him join you on the battlefield for 599 diamonds or 32,000 BP. Be sure not to miss out on the 30% launch week discount. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the land of dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Hero Spotlight. Today, the Mobile Legends team is going to introduce to you a new hero, the Splat-tastic Splat Queen, Kimmy. From birth, Kimmy was a talented inventor and chemist. The coalescer she invented is one of a kind. She was enrolled in the Imperial Army and fought for herself, hoping to prove her abilities to her father. Kimmy carries with herself some unique spraying equipment, which makes her fighting style quite unique. She can target and shoot and move at the same time, and the direction of bullets can be rearranged, making it harder for her enemies to run away from her chemical attacks. At the same time, this makes Kimmy a very challenging hero to master because you have to maintain accuracy while dodging enemy attacks. For her first skill, Energy Transformation, Kimmy mixes substances in her coalescer and shoots out chemical balls. Each chemical ball deals magic damage to enemies hit. If Kimmy fails to hit a target, the chemical balls will explode upon traveling for a certain distance to deal magic damage as well. When using the first skill, you may also adjust the direction of the bullets by dragging the attack button. When the bullet hits the enemy, keep targeting that direction so as to maximize the efficiency in DPS. For her second skill, Chemical Refinement, Kimmy enhances her chemical attacks by creating a new kind of mixture. She then shoots out the enhanced chemical spray, and the recoil in turn pushes her backwards a certain distance. The spray then falls to the ground and creates contaminated areas. Enemies who come in contact with these areas will incur magic damage and suffer a slow effect for several seconds. Now here's a pro tip. When Kimmy is being chased down by enemy assassins or fighters, you can always use the second skill to keep them at bay, giving Kimmy a chance to flee or launch a devastating counterattack. Now comes the most exciting part, Kimmy's ultimate. The name of it is Maximum Charge. By activating this skill, Kimmy channels powerful fire magic into her rifle to maximize its output pressure, creating luminous chemical attacks. Kimmy's luminescent attack travels a certain distance, dealing magic damage to enemies close and to enemies nearby. Kimmy uses this skill to track down enemies that are trying to run away. The longer you charge the skill, the more damage it deals and the longer the bullets travel. Because the ultimate has a very short cooldown, Kimmy can use it twice during teamfights. We highly recommend using it once at the beginning to secure a preemptive advantage, and another time at the end to reap as many enemy heroes as possible. Finally, for her passive, Chemist Instinct. Throughout her entire life, Kimmy has been keen on chemical creations. As a result, she can move and aim at other directions when using her spray gun, but is often less accurate. Also, she always moves faster than anyone else. As a consequence, all buffs for attack speed will be converted to movement speed buffs. In terms of equipment builds, we'd highly recommend the following 3 sets. Given that Kimmy's primary damage skill is her first skill, Energy Transformation, which deals both magic and physical damage, there is no better equipment item to use than Bloodlust Axe. Bloodlust Axe offers huge benefits in terms of spell vamp and significantly boosts physical attack. Equip Bloodlust Axe and Kimmy is sure to dominate the battlefield. In terms of emblem sets, we highly recommend the Mage emblem set. As for emblem sets, we highly recommend the Mage emblem set. And as for emblem talents, we recommend Flow, Catastrophe, and Mystery Shot. When you have no idea how to customize the talent sets for it, this is the best way to get the most suitable buffs at the lowest prices. Cost effectiveness means a lot for a scientist like her, right? When it comes to battle spells, we highly recommend to use Flicker. It grants Kimmy a wider range of directions from which to attack under all conditions, but more importantly, it grants more flexibility as well as survivability. After all, Flicker allows Kimmy to escape from dangerous situations when she needs to. Carrie and Frank are in great danger right now. They're under attack from Gatokacha. Kimmy's on the way and uses Maximum Charge in advance. Lancelot uses Thorn Rose towards Kimmy, intending to slay the backlines But Kimmy uses her second skill and survives from the attack, and she runs away from Lancelot's next 2 attacks. Now Lancelot runs out of skills and he is at the mercy of Kimmy. Kimmy survives from her assassins and launches a devastating counterattack. What a perfect performance. And that's all we have for our new hero, Kimmy. Be sure to pick her up for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. And don't miss out on the 30% launch week diamond discount. Until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Spree. Launch attack. Double kill.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Just wait another day, I'll be back soon. And we will be okay, you know I got you.